Getting things going for Tuesday, the penultimate day of January. What can I say? I'm on a variety kick. Want to make certain I'm using some different words here just to make certain that everybody is paying attention and listening. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austen Onek. This is Weather Overtime from downtown Chattanooga, Tennessee, USA, North America, continent of, again, planet Earth, and anybody else who's watching out there in the galaxy, assuming this is getting out that direction, being broadcast somehow over the interwebs there. We do see again the possibility of a kind of a wet evening tonight, but then we're getting into some nicer conditions for a couple of days before a couple of, well, one holiday, one faux holiday out there. We'll talk more about that coming up here in just a little bit. Again, we cover southeastern Tennessee, North Georgia, northeast Alabama, and back into western North Carolina. We might see the possibility of some snow showers tonight, very high elevations, not looking at any major problems from the National Weather Service, so that's good news. We'll talk about that coming up here in just a little bit. Let's go ahead and hop into it and just give you an idea about what's going on through the area for tonight. Again, what we're seeing on this January 30th, minor storm system crossing on through, and we are picking up some lightning down into northwest Georgia, but I really don't think we're going to be picking up much of anything involving any problems with severe weather. That appears to be negligible at this time, but we may see the potential for some more areas of showers in the next couple of hours. There's a couple of lightning markers showing up over northeastern Alabama around DeKalb, Jackson County, and back into Chattooga County in Georgia. So we did have a little bit of a flare-up taking place, some of that heavier rain as well, moving across parts of southern Hamilton County. That's about the worst of the worst for right now. These are not thunderstorms, excuse me, but we did manage to pick up at least a little bit more rain. I think I drove through some of this just about half an hour ago. So that is going to be the worst of the worst here. And then not much of anything else going on back to the west of us, but that area down into around Alabama and Georgia. Some lightning strikes picking up here, but again, I'm not seeing too much of any major concern for now. Right along and right west of I-59, actually some numerous lightning strikes taking place here from that one cell that is making its way across the Alabama-Georgia line. But that's about all we've got at about 5 minutes before 10 o'clock Eastern time. So a little bit of activity going on, but again, really not by much at this point. We'll continue to monitor that through the rest of the evening, so keep it tuned to News 12 for more information on that. Right about now, we're seeing again some speckles of rain on the camera lens from downtown. Bailey's Heating and Air Camera overlooking the area around Highway 27 north of I-24, and everything moving along quite nicely here. From the Lee Point camera at the Plainview Outdoor Advertising, 153, the off-ramp to Highway 64, shiny and wet, and some speckles of rain looking back toward Chattanooga Airport and Lookout Mountain off in the distance. So we are seeing at least a little bit of rain there. Likewise, on the area from downtown on the Patriot Concrete camera, some speckles of rain showing up in the cameras there for right now as I-24 traffic moves on through. Looks like everything's moving along pretty nicely at this time, so we're not seeing any major amounts of slowdowns taking place. Wet roadways, drops of water on the camera lens, some spray being kicked up by the vehicles at 2475 Junction on the Tomahawk crane and rigging camera, so we are picking up a little bit of rainfall there, enough to slow things down on the interstate by a little bit. Our brand new, working again, thank you News 12 engineering staff for getting the Chattanooga Zoo Cam back up and going and showing again some of those drops on the camera lens, a little bit of raindrops in the street lights and the stadium lights down that direction around 4th Street. So looking at a little bit of speckles down there. And from the Chattanooga Theater Center on the North Shore, fairly quiet, not too many raindrops on the lens here, but Coolidge Park, some wet conditions out there, and then also some rain on the Tennessee River. You can see some speckles going through there. We do have, again, temperatures dropped a little bit, but not by much, so we're in the upper 40s right now. Calm winds, so there's no wind chill, but it is going to be a little brisk out there, especially as we go into tomorrow morning. So if you're heading out to catch the school bus in the morning. It will be brisk, but it looks like the rain is probably going to go upwards until about midnight, and then that should be all of the rainfall we pick up through the evening hours. So a chilly start and a not quite so warm day, mid to upper 40s there, and that should do it for the chances of rainfall across much of the area. Taking a look, we had a nice TV watching weather cat yesterday on the weather window for today, a sunrise from around the Dayton area. Thank you very much, Rick Shawbitz, for our Langley Roofing weather window picture of the day for Tuesday. Beautiful view there, so thank you very much. If you've got pictures, we'd love to see what you're seeing. Go ahead and send them in to us at pictures@wdef.com, or again on our social media channels at Facebook, X, or Instagram. We'd love to see what you're seeing, so please send them in to us. We could use some more of them out there. Heading out for a round of golf tomorrow. Better than today with those showers out there. Temperatures back in the mid to upper 40s, a little breezy at times, but not seeing a huge problem for right now, so good news on that. Likewise, heading outdoors, that also does not look to be too bad, as we see again some clearing conditions, but also rather on the brisk side across much of the area. Here's the way it shapes up for right now. We've got this passing area of low pressure very close to us. This is going to be going almost due south, kind of going a little east from south, and the storm system itself, this is moisture from off the western Great Lakes dragged down with this system. So once this clears, we got little, if anything, in the way of showers well back over here to around right between middle and eastern Tennessee and over portions of northeastern Alabama down into Georgia. Once we get rid of this, that should do it, and we've got some high pressure in control between us and the next system, which is going to take some time to head our way. Now, this is just a suggestion, again, taking a look at what's going on back excuse me, to the west of us. Another storm system. This one's got some oomph to it, and a stream of moisture coming in from off of the Pacific. This is an atmospheric river shaping up, and into tonight and early tomorrow, got tons of moisture from north of LA all the way up to Seattle. And as we go from Wednesday into around Thursday, this thing is going to give us, not us here, we're way over here, but this area of the United States, we are going to be seeing, again, the potential of not only some heavy rainfall from LA all the way up the coast, again, to portions of the Pacific Northwest, but right in the area of the Sierras. That's where we pick up what looks to be going up higher in the atmosphere. A lot of this moisture comes down as snow. So Yosemite back up toward around the Tahoe, Reno area, North California, southern areas of around the area of Oregon. That's where we're going to be seeing the potential for some slowdown. So lower levels of the atmosphere get tons of rain. Higher elevations may get some very good, almost late season snow. Great news for the ski resorts, not great news where it comes to traveling. So if you're heading to the West Coast, be prepared for some travel delays and maybe some possible rerouting thanks to everything going on. And if you're going to get out there to catch some of that snow in the ski resorts, you better leave right now, because otherwise we're looking at some big changes out there, and we could be seeing again a lot of problems out that direction when it comes to anything in the way of travel. So please keep this in mind. Not great travel weather out there for right now. Paul Esposito on Facebook, tomorrow ISS at 6:21 p.m. I'll take your word for it. I'll check that out. Hopefully, again, things clear out enough for us to be able to see it. There was a good pass tonight, but with the clouds and the rain out there was no way we were ever going to be able to catch that. Jeff Peterson checking in from Dunlap, 20 to 30 mile per hour winds. That's another thing to talk about, because we're going to be seeing some decently breezy conditions out there as this storm passes through. So for tonight, we'll see the rain chances dwindle as that drier air comes in. Bright and early tomorrow morning, higher elevations along the Tennessee-North Carolina line. That is where we may see some snow showers. The National Weather Service that covers this area from Morristown over toward Asheville, we are not getting anything in the way of advisories. So if we get any snow showers here, it does not look like it is going to be a major situation for winter weather. So that's good news. It will be chilly tomorrow morning too, back in the 20s and lower 30s at some places. But for us down in the valley, closer again to the river, that's where we see lower to mid 30s and not quite so frosty, freezing out there. So for tomorrow afternoon, temperatures will be much lower than today. We'll be back again into the lower to mid 40s in some locations. Early Thursday, right close to freezing, and then we get into around Thursday afternoon, mid to upper 50s. Some areas with enough sunshine might make about 60 degrees. We'll see how well that works. And then our next front tries to drop down, but we are seeing that area of high pressure kind of rebound that and not doing a good job of moving it up. That's letting that front drop any farther southward. So really good news where it comes to that much. So what are we looking for again when it comes to anything involving the possibility of any rainfall out there? Going through tonight and into the next couple of days, we'll be looking at breezy conditions out across the area, and again, not enough for a wind advisory. Haven't seen anything from the National Weather Service on that, so kind of windy for Wednesday. Rain chances, again, we put the marker in there right off the beginning of the day to say that there might be some showers and some snow showers, higher elevation going through, but then we should be getting rid of most of that. Dry through again on Friday, furry fake forecaster day, as I call it. Some very mild temperatures into the weekend. Late Saturday night into early on Sunday, that is where we see the potential of more rain showers coming our direction. That could last from late Saturday through Sunday into Monday, and then finally clearing back out and getting some very mild temperatures out there. Normal, again, at this time of the year is about 51 degrees, so we'll be just above that, and I think things will look pretty good all the way on through into next week. As we finish up January and head toward February, we've got some very mild temperatures out there. We did manage to make very close to 60 degrees today, and that's well above normal, 52 at this time of the year. Record low of -7 set back in 1966. A record high set about 21 years ago in 2002 of double sevens. Low this morning was quite cold with those clear skies out there with temperatures back in the mid-20s, and it looks like we're going to finish up both the month and so far for this part of time of the year with a very good surplus. So we're doing very good on rainfall right off the top of the year. So that is, again, some very good news. Don't know if this is going to work or not this weekend, if this is weather permitting, at least for the viewing portion. If you want to show up for the lecture and looking again and learning about the moons of Jupiter and Gemini, UTC Clarence T. Jones Observatory upcoming star party will be taking place this Sunday. Hopefully it's clear enough, but with the rain chances out there, I'm kind of dubious, but we'll get information from UTC Clarence T. Jones Observatory about what goes on. Monitor their social media channels if you'd like to keep up to date, because they will usually announce postponements and cancellations on here when they're able to. Likewise, for, again, anything involving postponements, this coming up in a couple of weeks. Saturday, February 10th, star party from the Barnard Astronomical Society, 6 to 10 p.m., Harrison Bay State Park in Tennessee, barnardastronomy.org for more if you'd like to know more about getting your kids involved or getting you involved in becoming an amateur astronomer. Please do so. Learn a little bit more where you are able to, and again, a good opportunity to learn a little bit more about science in here and making it cool for kids. It's a really neat opportunity to say so. Again, we don't show these too often when it comes to what goes on in and around Huntsville, but it's close enough. It's just off our patch to be able to show you what's happening. If you know anybody who is deaf or is hard of hearing, please let them know about this, because when the National Weather Service does outreach to the deaf and hard of hearing community, it's really a neat thing that they do for this, because when I was growing up, I never saw anything like this involving sign language. So to see this, I want to make certain as many people who, again, are deaf or hard of hearing know about this. So this is a severe workshop from the National Weather Service in Huntsville, taking place in Huntsville on 4092 Memorial Parkway Southwest, Huntsville. ASL interpreters and card services will be provided for this. This is coming up Tuesday, February 6th. So this is next week, Tuesday at 6 p.m. More information at the website weather.gov/HUN if you'd care to show up for that one. For our area, wanting to become this is not, I don't think they're going to be having an interpreter for this. So again, this is for people who are actually speaking and hearing. But Chattanooga and Hamilton County residents, Friday, February 9th, 6 p.m. That is next Friday, not this Friday, but next Friday, 6 p.m. at CHI Memorial Hospital. National Weather Service Morristown, which covers Chattanooga and Hamilton County in our viewing area, will be holding another Skywarn in-person training session. Again, they last about an hour, hour and a half, somewhere in there. So your opportunity to get more information about what's going on and to become a Skywarn spotter for the National Weather Service, head to the website, reserve a seat, totally free. Your tax dollars, my tax dollars pay for it. So if you'd like to show up, just tell the National Weather Service you're going to be coming. Likewise, if you live around Bradley County, which is just due east of Hamilton County in the News 12 viewing area, the National Weather Service Morristown will be teaching another spotters session coming up Thursday, about 2 weeks from Thursday, Friday, somewhere in there. Yeah, Thursday. 2 weeks from Thursday, Bradley County 911 Center in Cleveland, Tennessee, 6 p.m. Eastern. Again, register for a seat. Find out more information at weather.gov/MRX. Now, I talked about this yesterday. We didn't have time to show it. But again, if you would like to take the course, if there's no meeting available for you online or in person, you can take the course in person. If you'd like to be able to get the information from the Meteorological Education section of the University Council for Atmospheric Research, go to www.meteorologicaleducationsite.ucar.edu. You can take the Skywarn class online, and then you can register with your National Weather Service office so that they know you're ready and available to be a Skywarn spotter. So online training or in person, please consider becoming a National Weather Service Skywarn spotter. We are heading into the worst period of time for severe weather for this area of the country, which is basically February through about early April. So now, when nothing is going on, is the best time to get ready for this stuff. So please consider becoming a Skywarn spotter. Again, like I said last night, I have seen kids as young as 7 or 8 take this course if they're interested in weather and science. I tell all the groups I go to for school groups, from about 2nd grade, 3rd grade up to high school, even college students, this looks, to me, if I was an employer, this would look really good on a resume to show that you took time out of your busy schedule with whatever you're doing to become a Skywarn spotter and to learn more about severe weather and to help your community when it's needed. I think, personally, that looks great on a resume as a little bragging point there to show what you did besides trying to find work. So that shows a little bit about what you're interested in. I think it shows a little bit more about what you can do to help your community and brag about it on a resume. So I think that's really cool. So take the course in person, online. Please consider it because we are coming up to that time of the year. And again, please get that taken care of at some point in time. If you'd like to request a visit from one of our weather personnel, please go to wdef.com/weather and click on the Weather in the Classroom program sponsored by Food City. Get us into the classroom. We have to be invited. We cannot just show up. Doesn't work that way because that's kind of odd and, to be honest, a little creepy. So let's get the invites out there if you'd like to have us along for the ride. We'd be glad to show up at your classroom, but please let us know and invite us. Let's see, what haven't we done so far? I think we pretty much covered almost everything, and we're coming up on 20 minutes, so I think that's pretty good for most of tonight. We've got the Panagua Auto Mall weather question of the day coming up at News 12 at 11 o'clock if you'd like to see that there. Again, if you are able to do so, please go to our website. This is where, again, we show you a little bit more about what goes on. Today's question: if you have ancrophobia, also known as anemophobia, you have a fear of snow and ice, floods and tsunamis, heat waves, or wind and drafts. And the correct answer was the most popular one, 70% wins and drafts. We've got a new poll ready to go for tomorrow. That will be up at midnight, so if you'd like to vote on that one, the next one, go to wdef.com/vote now. Use the handy-dandy QR code on our screen when available, and that will be available for you to take a look at online at wdef.com/weather for more details on that. Again, not looking at severe weather, not looking at anything in the way of flash flooding, winter weather, a little bit of that coming up later on tonight, but really just not much more than that for right now. So decently quiet, could be some wet roadways into very early Wednesday morning. I think, again, that'll wrap it up for this evening. Thanks to everybody on Twitch for tuning in, and thanks to everybody else for checking in on Facebook to see what is going on. But I think we'll go ahead and wrap that up for tonight. Again, it is fairly quiet conditions out there. Into the weekend, better chances of rain, maybe a rumble of thunder there, but really not seeing much at that point either. So good news, again, where that is concerned, and hopefully it stays that way. So live and direct from downtown Chattanooga, Tennessee, on a semi-rainy Tuesday evening, I'm Chief Meteorologist Austen Onek. Please stay tuned for Chip Chapman's forecast coming up bright and early tomorrow morning, Wednesday morning at 5 a.m. And, of course, check out our website here at wdef.com/weather for more details. Thanks for joining us for Tuesday evening, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Let's be careful out there.